Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the TF the show, Talk of Football Daily. And I'm your host, Kennedy. And I'll be talking to you about what's going on in the world of football. Now, let's get right into it. Today, we'll be talking about Morgan Gibbs-White, Yoane Wissa, Joao Felix, and much more. So, guys, if you've listened to the news in the last 48, 24 hours, you will notice that Nottingham Forest has been wanting to buy Brentford striker Yoane Wissa. Now, the recent update is that Brentford has shut the door for the exit of Yoane Wissa this summer. Now, what happened? Newcastle needs a replacement for Alexander Isak and Callum Wilson that will no longer be at the club. So they are hoping to get Benjamin Sesko and Yoane Wissa for the Champions League. Now, there was a verbal pact, a verbal agreement made with Yoane Wissa and Brentford that was a year ago when Ivan Toney left, that they will let him go the next summer if he wanted to go for a pact of 26 million pounds. Now, Newcastle United offered about 30 million pounds in excess, but Nottingham Forest is declining the offer. Now, you can say Nottingham Forest is like not going, they are going back on their word, they're not doing what they agreed with Yoane Wissa. But I can understand I can understand Brentford point of view. Brentford point of view is very simple. You have a striker that scored about 19 goals and probably like 5 assists. Will you want to sell that striker in the Premier League in 2025 for 30 million pounds? No, now people that are like that don't even feel his shoes, people that just have the size of your Wissa are going for 52 million. Look at what Madueke went for, 52 million to Arsenal. Look at what Elanga went for from Nottingham Forest to Newcastle for around 55 million. So a lot of deals. No deal this summer for a fourth player is less than 50 million pounds. Look at what Kudus went for to Tottenham from West Ham. It's now about 55 million pounds. Now, do you expect Brentford to sell a player that scored 19 goals in the Premier League alone for 30 million pounds or 26 million pounds? It doesn't make sense. It's better for them to not even sell the player at all. Now, first of all, you can say they had a verbal agreement, they had a pact, but let me just tell you something about verbal agreements. Anything that is not in writing is not enough. Okay, there's no evidence to that. So if me and you just have an agreement and it's just verbal, then just know that it's simple conversation. It's like me telling you I tied my shoes, meanwhile I'm never wearing a shoe that has lace. So it doesn't matter. There's no proof of it. So what happened a year ago with us talking does not count now. We didn't know that a year later you're going to score 19 goals. We didn't know that you're going to be a prolific striker. We didn't know that you're going to be a big guy that so many clubs want in football. And now there's inflation. We see the price that other players are going for. You now expect Brentford to sell their key player, losing Ubuemo, Ivan Toney, even their manager, Christian Noga, the captain, the manager, Thomas Frank, losing all these people. You want them to still lose you for about 26 million pounds or 30 million pounds to Newcastle? No. It doesn't make any sense. So I understand Brentford position. I understand why they can't keep to their verbal agreements, their pact that they had with Yoane Wissa. And Yoane Wissa feels betrayed. He doesn't want to train again. But such is life. Such is life. Next time you get everything in written documents, you sign it in paper. But you went ahead to score about 19 goals. So nobody knew that you'd be prolific. That's why your price is like that. That's why they are selling you for that. That's why they agreed to sell you for 26 million pounds. They didn't think you'll be somebody. But now you're somebody, you got to go for a lot more higher. But my advice to Yoane Wissa is to just remain calm. Go for your training. Don't go on strike like Victor Gyökeres. Go for your training. Negotiate. And they will let you go. But now Brentford has said that you will not go for Yoane Wissa will not leave for less than 50 million pounds, and it makes perfect sense. It's cheap for a striker that scored 19 goals in the Premier League. It's very, very cheap. And Yoane Wissa want to play Champions League football. So let's just see how that story goes out. The next one is Morgan Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White stays at Nottingham Forest. He stays there. He's not going to Tottenham Hotspur. There was supposed to be a legal action against Tottenham and Daniel Levy, Tottenham Hotspur for going behind the doors, using back doors to trying to get a player. Now I like this owner. I like what's his name? Evangelos Marinakis. Yeah, that's his name. Maybe Evangelos Marinakis. Yeah, very very good Greek businessman. I like his passion for football. I think he's the only standout owner of a club in the Premier League apart from Chelsea. Chelsea's owner is very, very good. Very, very good. But I think Nottingham Forest is the best because He owns a club that you will not consider big, you will not consider a giant in the Premier League, and he's making big decisions. You see, last season, just before the end of the season, how he banned this pundit, what's his name, Gary Neville, from coming to the stadium to do commentary. He banned him just because of things he said about the manager Nuno Espirito Santos, that he should quit the job. He should quit the job. So he takes action. You don't talk anyhow about his club. He sees his club as a big club. He doesn't see himself as small, despite he's the owner of Nottingham Forest. So I like the man. I like what he said. He came out and said a lot of things about Morgan Gibbs-White. Let me just read it here. He said Morgan Gibbs-White is a special player, not just in terms of character and mentality. He represents what we want this football club to be. He's a winner, talented, ambitious, fearless, and proud. There was a significant interest from various clubs, but we are determined to build our future the, with Morgan Gibbs-White at the heart of it. So you look at Morgan Gibbs-White, look at what he's doing for Nottingham Forest, and you see the appreciation he's getting from Evangelos Marinakis, the owner of the club, and how they want to keep him there. So if Tottenham wants to buy a player, come and knock at the front door. Come and let us know that you want to buy. Ask, let us tell you the release clause. Don't hear from the agent or from the player. Don't go behind our back. Talk to us before you talk to our player. They will give you permission to talk to our player. Then you can go ahead and see whether the player wants to do business with you. So I like Morgan Gibbs-White. I like his humility. I like the fact that he stays at Nottingham Forest because they have a project that they're building and they're not willing to just straight away and lose their players. I like the way they kept Alaino, signed a new deal. So only Anthony Elanga that left. So normally we'll do business and they are looking to replace him with a player from Bologna. Okay. So Nottingham Forest is an active club. They might play in the Europa League or Conference League. We don't know, depending on what the verdict is against Crystal Palace. So they have something that they're working on, and Morgan Gibbs-White is clearly part of that future. So no Tottenham for Morgan Gibbs-White. Player stays at Nottingham Forest. Yeah, that's it. Then another news that happened is Joao Felix. Joao Felix is going to join CR7 in Al Nassr. He's going to be an Al Nassr player. He was supposed to go to Benfica from Chelsea for around 30 million euros, I think. Yeah, 30 million euros. But that deal was hijacked by Ronaldo's Al Nassr, and he will be an Al Nassr player. And there's add-ons of around 20 million euros. So everything like 50 million. But Benfica can't pay those add-ons. Benfica can't pay those add-ons of 20 million euros. So that is where Al Nassr has the advantage to inflate the price and get the player. And there's no problem with the player side, or they are Portuguese now. Ronaldo is Portuguese, Joao Felix is Portuguese. And I hope the guy gets becomes successful in Al Nassr because he has not really lived up to expectation over the years in Europe. Yesterday I talked about how he's moving club to club, different places, and he has not found his balance in football. So I hope he does well. And you know Chelsea always good in doing business. Chelsea selling players. Chelsea 50 million euros for him, for Joao Felix. So a player that nobody wants at this moment. So and they still have a 20s. They have sell-on clause. I don't know the exact sell-on clause, but they have sell-on clause for Joao Felix. So because he's a young player of 25 years old, if Al Nassr decide to sell him in future, Chelsea will also get profit from that business, from that transaction. So that's with Joao Felix, Morgan Gibbs-White, Yoane Wissa. Let me see if there's any more news. Okay, Arsenal unveiled Victor Gyökeres today to the fans in the stadium in Asia. I think it's Singapore, right, where they played against Newcastle. Very beautiful match. If you watch it, you might have enjoyed it. I like the way Arsenal is so good on the ball. I always get goosebumps when David Raya is holding the ball. I don't know why. I feel more calm when Kepa is on the ball. Whether I'm not saying we start a debate Kepa versus David Raya, but I just feel this maturity from Kepa and how he handles himself in the field as the goalkeeper. Then Max Dorman, the 15-year-old boy, is doing well. So that's it. Very fine game, 3-2 win to Arsenal. I was almost scared for Odegaard because I've not been trusting him on the penalties recently. I watched his penalty against Manchester United. He missed it in the FA Cup last season. That's how we got knocked out. He also missed a penalty recently. What was the first game we played before we played this one? AC Milan. But that was, we won the game 1-0, but there's this penalty they did at the end of the game that is irrelevant, so it doesn't matter. But I'm kind of like scared when Odegaard holds the ball. I don't know who will be our next penalty taker. Saka is our penalty taker. If Saka or Victor Gyökeres will be the one to take the penalties, or it will be Martin Odegaard. So let's just see. Arsenal has a good squad depth We have players now. There's no excuse why we cannot win things. But I'm not satisfied until I see Eze. I feel like when Eze come, then yes, we can stay one no more buying players. I'll be satisfied with what we have right now. So guys, thank you for watching Talk Football Daily. I'm your host Kennedy. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share the video, and comment. I love you. God bless you. Bye.